Guys, welcome to Reality Red channel. In this channel, we watch reality TV shows to recap, review, and for the fun of it. And today, I'll be recapping Makoti, Are You the One? Season 3, Episode 5. It starts with Zizo and her mother-in-law, and they're trying to prepare for her birthday party. And she addresses something around the DNA that the mother-in-law said that her kid will need to get the DNA done to see if it's Phola's child or not. And according to the mother-in-law, she was joking. And I'm like, you joke with this lady and you don't know her that well. Like, even if she knows her, there are some jokes, man, they are just not, they won't sit well with people. And as much as she's kept saying that I am joking, I didn't know, and she doesn't see anything wrong. She's even telling Zizo that you are even ruining the mood. Like, now the people that are going to be coming to the birthday party are gonna find me like angry and sour and stuff like that. And I'm like, why are you not seeing that what you did was wrong? Maybe because she maybe, I don't know what could be the reason behind that. If, like, I wonder why can't she put herself in a position where if it was her mother-in-law saying those things about Phola and his dad, how was she going to feel? Because I feel like if she ever does that, then she might notice that, oh no, I'm actually wrong. But she's not she's not trying to apologize or trying to make amends until the time of the dinner time for her birthday. So her siblings arrives first, and then now she brings the geezer thing to say that, oh, you know, your child, you left her here and then she followed you because there was a geezer that had burst at her house. And she says there was nothing I could do. The geyser was leaking and there was hot water coming out, so she had to go and fix it. And the sister reprimanded her. One thing about Zizo's family is that they will stand with Zizo. Like, and they not stand with Zizo, but they will stand with the truth. Because even with the Giza thing, I kept wondering, why would you do that? Like, was there a need? Even with Tamara's case, was there a need for that, for Koketsu to say, I want to come and stay? Hey, what? When you know the process is signed up for, why are you trying to create drama in your life? Like, I'm just trying to understand what is the point of this family, of these people doing all of these things. And then, the cousins arrive, her brother's kids, the mother-in-law's brother's kids, they arrive, and then now the sister say that, can we please talk to Zizo outside? And Zizo explained the DNA thing to her sisters, and then she's like, it didn't sit well with me, and stuff like that, and the family is shocked. But one of the calmer sisters said that we need to approach this thing differently. Let's not fight, let's be calm about it, and let's try so that we do not make her situation here to be a big issue. You know what I mean? And then they go in, and then Phola arrives with flowers and balloons, and he says that he got 2 hours from work and he knew that he was gonna come here. And, you know, I wonder what type of job he does that he's still at work in the evening, because remember the mother-in-law was complaining that Zizo did not close up the curtains when it's dark outside. And then the cameraman, when they were switching scenes, they showed us the house when it was daylight. I'm like, are they trying to be spicy, or this thing happened before daylight? And then she's like, oh no, there are things that I must teach her, but there are things that she should already have known, like the curtains thing, and other things. And then the sister-in-law, Zizo's sister or cousin, tell her that, you know what, give her 5 days where you are training and showing her things, how they need to be done. And then from there, take it from there. If she doesn't follow your rules, and then you know that she's just someone else. And also, that's not how we were raised at home. You know, those type of things to say, I'm standing with my sister in this case, but still, don't do that. And then when they come back, they raise the DNA issue with the mother-in-law, and then she tries and say that, you know, it was a joke. Even her niece can see that it was not a joke, or if it was a joke, it was a bad joke, because in her diary session, she's like, oh, I had to cover my aunt's back. I'm like, you know what? this thing of covering all the people's back that are being mean to younger people just because they are older than us is wrong. Because if someone is wrong, if this thing was done by someone her age, she would have told them directly that, you can't do that. But now because it was done by an aunt that's older than her, that's whatnot, and then she decides, you know what, I'm going to be standing with my aunt, and tries and to justify, to say that maybe the way Zizo explained to her sister is not the same as the aunt had said it. I'm like, why are you trying to make this thing? I think this joke, right? It's never going to fly by anybody. Like, even if you know that the child, it belongs to this family, if that family says things around DNA, it won't sit well with her. And I like that she even told this aunt before that, "Auntie, I don't play about my kids, so do not joke to me about my kids, about things that are like that." And then she's like, "No, you need to know that in this family we joke like that." I'm like, you joke like that? If the father that you left because he was playing around, if he was to ever say, "I'm not sure, go game," how are you going to feel? Because it's a joke, right? They can joke about DNA. But anyway, at the end of the dinner, she ended up apologizing. And then her apology was, this is the apology I do not like: "I am sorry if I offended you with my joke." Haibo. She's offended. They've already told you. Why is there an if? She should have said, "I am sorry I offended you with my joke. I will never repeat it again because it doesn't sit well with you." That's it. And I'm not trying to tell people how to apologize, but you cannot say if as if I didn't clarify that you have offended me. I don't like that. And then we move to Pindile and her mother-in-law. They are discussing the grocery shopping, and then Pindela is saying that, like, as the mother-in-law saying that, bayithanda umngqusho and heavier meals and stuff like that. Pindela is busy Glory saying that, I like light meals, and it will be nice if I'm included in the light meals. In my head, I'm like, are you going to be paying for these light meals that you want? Because I feel like it's unfair to come to people's houses and then you're like, "Oh, I don't like that type of food." So what must now happen? Who must pay for the food that you like? Like, some things they can pass without thing, without saying much, because now she's also discussing the wall that's crumbling, the painting, or the, what is it called? Staring at that house is busy falling off with the painting, and the wall is as well. So she's trying to say that we need to buy something to fix the wall. And I like how this aunt, I thought she was going to be offended because, hey, Pindelo uyayibona yonke into wrong, because the other time she was saying amapele, today she's seeing the wall, they must buy something to fix it. I'm just like, yo, Pindelo, you are working very hard. That's why when they were cleaning the wall, I was like, good shot, auntie, because this girl talks too much. She must work, because what do you mean that you keep seeing things that are wrong in the house? You can't just move past things. Like, if the wall is falling, you are there for 21 days. Why must it matter whether the wall is falling or not? Like, I don't know. I feel like Pindile is on the show to show us that this house, this auntie is not as clean as we think she is. Like, I don't understand why. And maybe I could be wrong, but no, man. No. But they didn't show us who paid for the groceries anyway. So while they were cleaning the wall, like I said, they now discuss the fact that she has an extra kid that she had adopted, who comes from her previous marriage, right? And then she says she likes discussing these things when they are busy, because the aunt does not have enough time to be angry and to be mean. I'm like, that's a good thing. It is a good thing, right? And also, she asked the aunt about the kids. While from my point of view, it seems like they've already discussed it with her soon-to-be husband, because as the aunt is giving ideas in terms of how things should be done, amasiko, and the fact that Themba is renting, so they can't do things from that house that he's renting. They need to do it at this specific house, because if they do that, then it won't, culture and stuff like that. And then Mina, my question is, why are you asking this woman this thing when you have already made up your mind? Because she's going on, I won't be dictated by her. And I'm just like, so why were you asking her? Because also these people, maybe the directors are the one that asked her a question that, how do you feel about this? Because I feel like that thing, it was put in the same place, so it didn't make sense. And then after they were done cleaning the wall, that I don't know. I didn't see the reason why. Some of the things that they make these ladies do, like you're just like wondering. So has this wall been sitting and waiting for Pindile to come so that she can clean it? Because it looks dirty. Unlike the house that Bridget is staying in, you can see that that house is being taken care of. And when she does things, it's not hectic things. And also this aunt is like, oh, Pindile must learn how to cook using fire and the 3-foot pot. And I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe because I don't live in the same areas, but I'm just wondering, in what part of township in Johannesburg is it acceptable to cook by fire when the electricity is there? Unless if electricity goes off, then they can say, no, they want to cook using fire. And then Pindle says that she has asthma and she has what. And I'm like, I understand you, Sissy, because why are they making you cook using fire when the stove is working? What exactly is she cooking? Because the mushu that they are buying is the one that you can cook in few minutes, right, or an hour, like the quick one. So why must she learn how to use fire? Aye. Yeah, but the aunt wanted to learn how to use fire. For me, yeah. And also, someone on Twitter did say that Bridget, like Kindela is acting these things because she was a friend of the show in the previous season. So maybe but I feel like she might not be acting. She might have watched the previous seasons and be like, yo, now if my mother-in-law ever does that, I'm going to have comebacks. I'm going to have what? I'm not going to allow myself to be abused. I'm not going to allow myself to cook using fire and whatnot. And I just feel like nothing is wrong with that. I think these girls should learn from this previous episode to see if a mother-in-law does this, you do that. If the mother-in-law does this, they do that. And like, remember the other lesbian couple that went on a trip while they were part of the show? And I was like, people are like weird, man. Because I don't understand. Why would you disturb just 21 days? 3 weeks, guys. 3 weeks. Why would you want to disturb that? You could have booked your trip on a different date. Like, that's why I don't understand people who sign up for these shows. Okay, so then we move to Bridget and Themba. Themba calls Bridget and he wants to discuss that he wants to move his cheating ways and he wants to turn it into polygamy. And remember, she doesn't know why she's getting called. She's so excited because she thinks that when she's in the house there by her mama's hala, she's like in jail. We are always busy. Until she doesn't know that her soon-to-be husband is saying that whether uyathanda or angathandi kumele ayivume into polygamy. And I'm just like, yeah, I think this is how most people do it anyway in terms of polygamy. It's not like women are like opening up and saying, like most women are not opening up and saying, I want Isithembu. I met one girl the other time and she said that she doesn't mind Isithembu. Like, and I asked her that should someone go date your boyfriend now, would you be fine with it? She's like, yeah. It's not like I want to spend the 24 hours with him and it doesn't take anything away from me. I was like, yeah, some women are brave out there. Hey? So, yeah, but she said that her current boyfriend has not said anything about it and she won't plant ideas in his head that she wouldn't mind doing it because her longest relationship was with a married man and they were like 3 years into that relationship. I'm like, yo, yeah. So then Bridget arrives at Themba's rented room, and he tells her about Cindy. And then he wants her, and the fact that he grew up in Isithembu and he wants to follow customs and traditions of his family. And I'm like, I remember Bridget's mother-in-law did say that it was not an Isithembu situation. That man was just cheating. That such that when she was pregnant, she would also find out that someone else is pregnant with the same man's child, and she had to beg Azela. So I think Themba wants to put Bridget through the same thing that his stepmom went through. You see, these things when parents do things and then they don't correct them in front of their kids to say, it's not acceptable to treat your wife like that. It's not acceptable to do this, because kids, especially men, they never grow up properly and see things that were wrong that their parents did. We always see our parents as these people that can never do wrong. Anyway. So once he tells her that, she says she's not gonna do it. She doesn't like it, and he tries to beg her, and then he end up telling her that it's Cindy, and they've been together for 2 years. She wants to put hands on him, but he prevents it. But I'm just like, if she had enough strength, what was going to happen? Was production gonna come in and be like separate them? Because Themba is a big man, right? And Bridget is like a small body type of thing. So she ends up managing to get out of the house, and then he goes and follows her to beg her. And then during the begging, he's like, yeah, I need to go and smoke. In his diary session, he says that he needs her to calm down. And once he always does this when they are fighting, that he goes somewhere to get a break so that she can think properly. Guys, he was not lying. She started, then in the next scene, we saw them together in bed, and now she's saying that he can do whatever she can do whatever he wants. She doesn't care. And also in her diary session, she says that as much as Themba is inconsiderate, right? But she's considering this thing because she wants him to be happy, and she won't stand in his way of doing things. I'm like, what about your happiness, baby girl? And there's also an option to leave. You can always go. Like, she's always out and about. And I'm not saying that, like, she must date whoever comes her way. But I'm just saying that if she's always out, I'm sure there are men that are always asking her out. So she can, leave this guy and be in the relationship in few days and forget about the 4 years she has wasted with him. Because when she tries and tells him that, you know what, if you look at it like this, if I was to come to you and say that it has been 2 years since I have been dating Smang Mang, how would you feel? And he says he will be angry, but he expects her to like make peace and move on. Like, what type of thing is this? And also, it seems like Themba had already told Bridget. Remember the other day, he said Bridget is a psycho. He had told her even by himself that you are crazy, because she ended up saying that, I'm not crazy. And I'm just like, this is sad. This is very sad, guys. Like, you feel sorry for these people because it's just like, why are you putting yourself in this type of situation? Because there's a better way of doing things where you can just be by yourself or be in a relationship where someone will treat you better than this thing of people making you do 21 days when they have not even paid the full lobola and they are doing funny things. And then we move to Koketso and his storyline. Koketso is with his friends, and they're during their dancing session. And after that, he tells them that he would like to marry Utamara, and he's going through the 21 days period where Utamara is with his family and they're trying to get to know each other and stuff like that. One of the friends tells him that you need to tread carefully, and you must think long term. So like 30 to 60 years from now, would you be fine with this person? I think that's what they were trying to say. One of the brothers there tells him that, you know what, now my dad and my mom does not drink a lot, and that's what makes their relationship to thrive, and that's the parents' advice. And I'm like, are you trying to tell him that Tamara is not a good person for him for marriage because she drinks? because I'm just trying to see why he's mentioning all of these things. And also, Kokeso end up calling his mom to talk about the altercation that happened the previous night, where he was trying to force himself to sleep in the same house as Tamara, or in the same bed as Tamara. And his mom is grateful for the apology, but she's like, oh, why did Malume agree that you come here and talk to him? And I'm like, where was he going to talk to him? Or maybe Malume was supposed to go to the studio session or go to where they used to stay and discuss these things, to make their mother happy. Because I'm just like, the things that she complains about, in the scheme of things, they don't really matter. Okay, it's her life. But anyway, she's happy with the apology. She accepted and she wants to move past the whole thing. Tamara is now doing her makeup and she wants to feel better because she's feeling down. Remember after the dinner where she had the shouting spree with the sister-in-laws? Actually, not even the sister-in-law. That girl is a child. But anyway, the mom-in-law is disappointed that Tamara is going out without washing the windows. That's what I am wondering. Do these windows wait for the Makotis to come? Like, no, man. Like, you can't come into the house 3 days in there like there are windows to be washed. It means you've been sitting with dirty windows and you're waiting for Makoti to arrive. No ways, nah. But anyway, she says she had called her friend to tell her that, please, let's go out for a drink. Call my other friends and let's have a chilling time. And then the mother-in-law approves of it, even though she doesn't really approve of it, but she can't stop Tamara from going out. And that's the end of this episode and recap. See you guys in the next one. Please like the video, comment on it, and subscribe on the channel.